Welcome to Hero Villains. In your opinion, who would win in Captain Marvel versus Faora Ul when cosmic power collides with Kryptonian Fury? Carol Danvers is one of the most powerful heroes in the Marvel Universe, carrying within her the power granted by cosmic energy. She possesses the ability to fly at supersonic speed, physical strength far beyond human limits, and the power to absorb and manipulate energy in order to unleash devastating attacks. Captain Marvel also has quick reflexes, masterful combat skills, and an unbreakable will, allowing her to stand firm against planet-level threats. Her power comes not only from her physical abilities, but also from her indomitable spirit, making her a symbol of hope and strength. Faora Ul is a brutal and extremely dangerous Kryptonian warrior, famous for her nearly flawless close combat skills. Under Earth's yellow sun, she possesses strength comparable to Superman, with the ability to fly, super speed, super strength, and near invulnerability. Faora Ul is especially terrifying because of her cold, precise, and merciless fighting style. Unlike many other Kryptonians, she uses combat technique to overwhelm her opponents, turning every strike into a lethal blow, making her one of the most dangerous adversaries ever to exist. Before we dive deeper into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button, and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you all so much. Captain Marvel is not just a superhero, but the embodiment of nearly limitless power. She belongs to the rare class of cosmic-level warriors, where the line between human and godlike is almost erased. Carol Danvers' power is clearly demonstrated when she directly withstands a terrifying attack from Thanos as he channels all the energy of the Power Stone into a single punch. That is the kind of power capable of destroying an entire planet with a single touch, yet she still stands firm. Her speed surpasses all normal limits. Carol can fly faster than light, reaching velocities great enough to pierce through an entire planet like a living arrow of energy. Every time she takes flight, space itself seems to tear apart, leaving behind blazing streaks of light like the trail of a living shooting star. The photon energy she possesses is capable of penetrating nearly any form of matter. The explosive beams bursting from her hands are not only destructive, but also demonstrate her perfect control over the power within. She can move freely through space and travel across dimensions, allowing her to move instantly between distant points in the universe. Carol not only withstands destructive attacks, but also absorbs energy and transforms it into her own power. In any version, including what was revealed in What If, she continues to display a superior level of power. With a minimum level of strength and durability equivalent to tens of megatons, Carol Danvers is not merely a warrior, but a living storm of energy, ready to sweep away anything in her path, leaving behind overwhelming awe and breathless astonishment. When Captain Marvel unleashes her full power, she can stop an incoming missile and tear apart an entire fleet of spacecraft in an instant. The bright explosions across space seem to serve merely as the backdrop for her appearance. Carol's ability to control energy goes far beyond ordinary limits. She absorbs heat so naturally that even molten lava feels like warm water surrounding her body. She has even affected the stars themselves, igniting the energy of the sun in moments that would instantly incinerate any other being. Carol also possesses the ability to manipulate biological energy. She can drain energy from an opponent's brain, causing them to fall unconscious or worse. Every attack directed at her can also become an advantage because she absorbs kinetic energy, turning the force of her enemy's strikes into fuel to increase her own strength. This makes facing her head-on a deadly mistake if one lacks the ability to end the battle immediately. From her eyes, she can fire thermal energy beams with considerable destructive force, reminiscent of Superman's abilities. Although it may not fully reach the same iconic level as his, she is clearly no less dangerous. Those beams can cut through matter, burn everything in their path, and turn the battlefield into a blazing sea of fire. As for Superman's abilities, his heat vision is not simply a matter of releasing energy. Superman can adjust both the intensity and the focus of the beam with extremely high precision. He perceives his target normally, then releases thermal energy through his gaze, much like focusing light through an invisible lens. Captain Marvel not only possesses extraordinary physical strength, but also has the ability to interact with complex forms of energy, including magic. Although absorbing magic causes her pain because she cannot yet fully control this source of power, magic is something that usually bypasses all conventional defenses. Therefore, her ability to withstand it is not a weakness, but proof that she can still stand firm against even the most unpredictable forces. Even Doctor Strange has at times been affected by magic in certain special situations, such as the body swap incident, showing that this is a form of energy that is not easy for anyone to control. She can unleash extremely powerful streams of energy, while also absorbing and converting them to increase her own strength. When she reaches the special state commonly referred to as binary, her power surges for a short period of time, bringing her closer to the level of a true cosmic entity. In this state, every movement she makes carries the force of a miniature energy explosion. Carol is considered to be at least on par with Hulk in his normal state. However, her advantage lies not only in brute strength, but also in her ability to harness electromagnetic energy in many different forms, from light and heat to complex energy spectra that she can visualize. Carol can also make use of the attacks directed at her. When pushed into a difficult situation, she channels all the accumulated energy into each punch, turning them into strikes with destructive force far beyond pure physical power. In that moment, her fist is no longer just mechanical force, but the focal point of an energy explosion, powerful enough to crush anything in its path and make her opponent clearly understand what it means to face a storm. She cannot easily absorb the chaotic energy of magic, and this was recently demonstrated in Ultimates 2 when she faced the Troubleshooters, the government's super soldiers ordered to capture the Ultimates team. In fact, people have been discussing whether she is even stronger than Thor or Hulk. There is still no final conclusion. I have not yet seen any evidence that proves that. Her power is different and can function easily at long range. If the situation becomes dangerous, she can engage in hand-to-hand combat. She clearly demonstrates that she is stronger than Thor when wielding Stormbreaker, or even stronger than Hulk, a being who is in a state of no longer holding back because of past injuries and is fighting in full rage. I believe both Thor and Hulk could each destroy an Accuser-class warship on their own, and this proves her overall combat power. I do not think she could easily defeat Thor or Hulk in a battle unless 20 years of experience has created a major difference in her overall capabilities. What has been revealed is that Captain Marvel possesses enough power to fill the void left by the heroes who were lost because of the Infinity Gauntlet. And when the time came to fight Thanos, who was still holding all 5 Infinity Stones, only teamwork could turn the dream into reality. I truly hope you will subscribe to the channel. That would help us a lot. And you are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Now let's talk about Faora Ul. Faora Ul is known as one of the most dangerous warriors ever to come from the planet Krypton, as well as the loyal right hand of General Zod. She is not only an infamous war criminal, but also serves as the deputy commander of the extremist organization Sword of Ra, where radical beliefs about purifying and rebuilding Krypton are nurtured. In the eyes of her enemies, Faora is a living nightmare made flesh, a cold, ruthless warrior with absolute loyalty to her orders. Created through advanced genetic technology, Faora was born with the sole purpose of fighting and protecting Krypton. From a young age, she displayed exceptional skill and combat instincts, quickly becoming an elite warrior under Zod's command. Her absolute loyalty and violent nature earned her the terrifying nickname Zod's Tigress. That name is not merely a title, but a warning, because anyone who faces her understands that they are standing before an uncontrollable fury. Faora, along with General Zod, joined the Sword of Ra and launched a coup to overthrow the Law Council. They believed that only by eliminating the bloodlines they considered weak could Krypton be reborn. During the attack on the Council Chamber, where Jor-El was attending a meeting, Faora clearly revealed her true nature. Under Zod's orders, she charged into the Council, striking each member to the floor with cold precision, beginning with Lor-M, as if they were were merely pieces on a board that needed to be removed. Later, alongside Zod, she continued to pursue the ambition of recreating Krypton on Earth, willing to cause a planetary-scale catastrophe to achieve that goal. However, that journey was brought to an end when she was defeated and pulled back into the Phantom Zone through a spatial singularity. Faora is not merely a warrior, but the embodiment of an ideology pushed to its absolute extreme. In her cold gaze, there is no hesitation or regret, only purpose and total devotion. When she appears on the battlefield, the air itself seems to grow heavy, and every step she takes echoes like a death sentence for anyone who dares stand in her way. Faora Ul possesses strength far beyond ordinary limits. With the ability to lift masses of up to millions of tons, every movement she makes carries the force of an earthquake. A single punch is enough to create a shockwave that spreads outward, blowing away vehicles, crushing concrete, and piercing thick layers of metal as if they did not exist. She can easily overwhelm multiple soldiers at once, rendering all resistance meaningless. Faora is not only powerful, but also capable of standing on equal footing with Superman. In a fierce confrontation in Smallville, she threw him so far that it felt as though the entire town had been torn apart by the force of the impact. Her strikes are powerful enough to stagger him, leaving him breathing heavily and clearly showing signs of pain. With just one hand, she can even grip his throat tightly enough to force him to grimace in pain. When fighting alongside Nam-Ek, she was even able to force him down to the ground while he was trying to fly upward. Faora's body is almost like an impenetrable fortress. She can withstand massive explosions, endure extreme temperatures, and survive falls from tremendous heights without suffering any harm. Large caliber bullets, armor-piercing uranium rounds, modern missiles, and even plasma beams from Kryptonian weapons cannot penetrate her body. Even Superman's heat vision is only enough to make her feel a brief burning sensation without causing any real damage. Even so, Faora is not completely invincible. Extremely powerful impacts can still throw her off balance for a moment, although they do not cause lasting injury. Only beings with equal or superior power, especially other individuals of the Kryptonian race, are capable of breaking through her nearly absolute defenses. Faora has the ability to heal herself at a superhuman rate, especially under direct sunlight. However, if the wound is severe enough to kill her instantly, this regenerative ability will not be able to save her, much like the way General Zod was killed after Superman snapped his neck. Faora Ul is terrifying not only because of her strength, but also because of her nearly flawless reaction speed. In her direct confrontations with Superman, she has proven that she is in no way inferior. When he charges at her with terrifying speed, Faora is still able to read his movements, dodge with precision, and even catch every punch before immediately counterattacking, like two storms colliding in midair. Only Flash is known to be slightly faster than her, which further highlights Faora's elite status in the world of superhuman beings. Under the light of Earth's yellow sun, Faora is almost completely unfamiliar with fatigue. Her body does not need food, sleep, or even air to continue functioning. This allows her to fight continuously at high intensity, from battling Superman to overwhelming human military forces, without needing a single moment of rest. Faora's senses extend far beyond human limits. She can observe the world across multiple layers of the energy spectrum, from infrared and ultraviolet to X-rays and even gamma rays. When focused, she can see through matter, recognizing the hidden structure inside everything around her. However, this very power once overwhelmed her when her protective visor was broken for the first time. An enormous flood of information rushed in all at once, causing her to lose control, especially when her X-ray vision remained constantly active, exposing everything before her like a world with no secrets left. Only certain special materials, such as lead or Kryptonian technology, are capable of blocking that vision. Faora can do more than just see. She can also hear sounds beyond anything humans can imagine. From the smallest vibrations to noises from great distances, everything enters her awareness. When this ability first emerged, she was submerged in a sea of chaotic sound, where even the faintest noise rang out with overwhelming clarity. But once she mastered her senses, Faora became the perfect predator, capable of detecting every movement around her before it even truly happens. The battle begins with a storm of speed and violence. The clash between Captain Marvel and Faora Ul opens with Faora charging forward at supersonic speed, every movement sharp and carrying the pure style of Kryptonian combat. She pours all of her physical strength into punches meant to crush her opponent, much like the way she once overwhelmed Superman in the opening moments of their confrontation. The air trembles violently each time the two forces collide, creating shockwaves that sweep away everything around them. Faora gains the early advantage through her ruthlessness and superior close combat experience. But Carol is not an easy target. With her ability to sense danger in advance, she dodges the lethal strikes and counters with a combination of physical power and blazing streams of photon energy. As the battle escalates, Carol changes tactics. She begins absorbing the energy around her, including the solar energy source that is sustaining Faora. With every absorption, the light surrounding her body erupts more fiercely, as if a star is slowly awakening. Faora does not back down. She responds with a relentless series of strikes, combining freezing breath with overwhelming speed. But by this point, Carol has shifted into her binary state, her body shining brilliantly like a living celestial body. Cosmic energy floods through her, causing Faora to find herself overpowered in terms of sheer scale of strength for the first time. Carol's attacks are no longer merely force, but waves of explosive energy capable of incinerating the entire battlefield. She uses her absorption ability to drain the energy source that maintains Faora's power. No longer being sustained by the sun, the Kryptonian warrior's strength visibly begins to decline. Although Faora continues to resist through sheer willpower and extraordinary physical endurance, she is gradually pushed back by Carol's ever-increasing power. The outcome comes through a decisive strike, a massive energy blast, a punch enhanced to its absolute limit, enough to bring Faora down. Overall, Captain Marvel clearly holds the advantage. Faora is a top-tier warrior in terms of physical strength and skill, but her combat style leans heavily toward close-range fighting, making her less adaptable when facing cosmic-level abilities. In contrast, Carol possesses the binary state, which elevates her power to a galactic level, along with the ability to absorb energy and turn every attack into an advantage. Her combat experience also stretches from battles on Earth to threats in outer space, creating a versatility that Faora would struggle to match. Captain Marvel is stronger and will win. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. Please follow me if you enjoyed it. That is today's video. Thank you very much.